1045 The Team, your home for New York sports. Levac and Wolf joined by Jay Busbee. He covers golf and the Olympics for Yahoo Sports. Now, Jay, first things first, the story that has mesmerized me since Sunday is Billy Hurley III. How shocked were you that Billy was able to pull out a tour win, and what does that mean for the game of golf in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a great story for the guy. You know, he was away in military service for a while. His father was had committed suicide very tragically last year. I mean, it's just the kind of story that you don't want to minimize the guy's story by saying that it's a great story. This is his life, after all, and for the rest of us, it's a story. But it is really something to be inspired by. This guy kept at his dream. He kept focused, and even every moment that he had for this to fall apart, he stayed true to it. And you saw it all the way right on through to the very end there. It was a wonderful thing to see.
Jay Busbee joins us right here on 1045 The Team. Now, Jay, as Billy Hurley wins this thing, the guy he's walking past, the tournament is run by and founded by Tiger Woods. Are we going to see Tiger Woods play golf again in 2016?
Man, what a scene that was, wasn't it? I mean, he walks right by Tiger Woods, one of the most famous people ever in sports history, not just golf history. And then Tiger's an afterthought here. Just a little handshake and he's gone. I don't know. I mean, my inclination is to say no. I would certainly love to see Tiger out there playing again. I think he's great for the game. He's great for the sport, but it would be better to see him in better condition than he's seemed to be to this point.
Jay, does this mean Tiger's over? I mean, when you look at, I mean, you cover golf so much more closely than we do. So many debates. You know, will he win another major? Will it ever happen? When you look at him, and is it just, hey, sit down for a little while, come back and be competitive again, or do you think it's over?
Yeah, I can't see any way that Tiger is going to be competitive on a week-to-week basis on the tour ever again. I mean, it's tough to say, but it's true. I mean, the guy he's had too many injuries. He's had too many injuries that individually would be devastating to a golfer, and they've piled up for him. The level of talent on the tour only continues to get stronger. I mean, it's stronger now even than it was 5 years ago in terms of players that can step up and win a tournament. I still think we'll see something out of Tiger. I mean, nothing would make me happier than to see Tiger on a Sunday at Augusta wearing the red and black and making the charge and scaring the hell out of Jordan Spieth and the rest of the guys. But I don't know, on a week-to-week basis, I just cannot see that happening.
Does golf need him, Jay, to be does golf need him to be competing at a top level?
Well, yeah, I mean, absolutely. When you've got the greatest sportsman in the last 50 years, one of them, you would love to have him there, but realistically, it's not going to happen. And so golf has to do what it's been doing to this point, which is making the adjustment. I mean, the change has come. The change is here. Jason Day, Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, these guys are the future. These guys are the present, I should say, not the future anymore. Tiger is the past. It would be great to have Tiger back, but realistically, that's not something anybody can hope for anymore.
1045 The Team, your home for New York sports. Levac and Wolf here with Jay Busbee. He covers golf and the Olympics for Yahoo Sports. Now, the Olympics and golf coming together and not in the best way. Jason Day says, "I'm out. I'm not risking Zika virus." Is this going to end up ruining the Olympics in Brazil?
It's going to be tricky to figure out. Are you talking about the specifically golf or the overall Olympic Games?
I mean, your focus is mainly golf, so I guess we'll start there and then broaden out to the overall Olympic Games.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it has devastated the golf aspect of the Olympics. You know, you got Rory McIlroy, you've got Jason Day, you've got several other major players who have withdrawn for the Olympics. Now, some of them say it's Zika virus. Some of them just don't give their reasons. There are all kinds of different reasons why they might. Over in the world of tennis, a number of stars are pulling out because of the scheduling, and I think that's probably an issue for golfers as well. They're going to play for golfers. Golfers play for majors, as you know, the U.S. Open, the PGA, the Masters, the British Open, and the way that the Olympics works, they've had to compress all of the majors into a very, very tight time frame, much tighter than they like. And so, golfers are creatures of habit. You know, if you're a little less charitable, you might say they're a little too pampered, and so I think that they don't quite get on board with the Olympics maybe as the way that a lot of other people would. So. It's unfortunate, and yeah, for golf as a sport, I think this is going to be really, really tough for it to bounce back from.
Jay, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but would you go if you were an athlete?
I would, but you know, I'm not in the same situation. You know, my kids are a little bit older. It's not as much of an issue for me. It's not something that I'm necessarily worried about. But you know, the opportunity to play for your country is not something that comes along all the time. I would, if in my current situation, I would go. if I were at the point of some of these guys looking at starting a family, yeah, you would have to be concerned. Golfers more than anybody are going to be out there and are going to be exposed more than any other athletes to mosquitoes and mosquito-borne illnesses.
Jay Busbee from Yahoo Sports. He covers golf and the Olympics. So, Jay, as I look at the golf in the Olympics, it's becoming less entertaining because Jason Day's out. And I think you're going to see once he's gone, more and more guys are going to go, well, you know what, maybe I'm out too. Is there a storyline this far out that you're looking at already and going, you know what, you've got to watch just because of this?
Well, I think that it's going to be interesting to see how a guy like Jordan Spieth does. How he's able to carry the flag of the United States. It's always interesting to see how these professional athletes that we know so well mingle with the amateurs that we don't. The thing with a golf competition is it's not all that different from regular golf. It's a basic tournament. It's not any kind of interesting format or anything like that. It's not a match play or anything like that. And so that's, I think, a place where the Olympic organizers and golf's Olympic organizers had a misstep. I would have liked to see something different, something new, but they went with the tried and true, which the players tend to favor it, but it may not be the best for the viewers.
Now, Jay, you've been covering golf for Yahoo for a long. You've seen everything. Give us one great funny story from the time you've been covering golf.
One great funny story. Let's see. I was at Augusta one time. This was not during I've got a bunch of them, but this right off the top of my head, I was at Augusta one time. This was unfortunately not an actual live round, but I was watching a player practice his shots on the first tee, or on the first hole, rather. He's making an approach up to the tee, or up to the green, I should say. He hits a shot that goes a little bit wide. It rolls right into the gallery, and a patron at Augusta, she sees the ball roll right to her feet, grabs it, and just puts it right in her pocket. and the course marshal was astonished. She thought it was just like a foul ball. It was, okay, well, it's out of bounds, it's mine. Course marshal, like, what are you doing? You can't do that. I mean, fortunately for her, it was a practice round, so that's not the kind of thing that you would get away with if it were an actual live round. But, yeah, seeing things like that, you see that all the time. The best place to be if you're at a golf tournament, the best thing to do is watch the gallery. It's a lot more fun than watching the players try to figure out what shot to take next.
Great story.
That's why, if you haven't been to a tournament, if you're not a golf fan, you got to go to the Phoenix Open. I think that's the one, Jay. That's the gateway drug to loving watching golf.
It's the gateway drug to a lot of things. Yes, that's the place that they've got the hole that is the bird's nest, and it's basically like a college football tailgate with a golf course in the middle of it.
Jay Busbee of Yahoo Sports, man. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your help. And if it's cool with you, we're going to keep hitting you up during the Olympics and other big golf stories.
Absolutely. Keep in touch.
Thanks, Jay.